Live.
You can be anything you wanna be. You can achieve it if you just believe. Take you to a place you can be your true self. You can live your passion, yeah.
Rendering support in the navigation, maneuvering and safe handling of the ship, communications between ship and shore, the handling of cargo and the operation of all life-saving devices. The role of a deck officer is vital on board a sea-going vessel. Graduates start off as cadets and on completing requisite sea time and examination go on to become a third officer, then a second officer, a chief officer and then captain. Meet 37-year-old Trevor Nikanor, who started his career as a deck officer and today is a seasoned and experienced skipper. This is his story.
You can be anything you wanna be. You can achieve it if you just believe. Take you to a place you can be your true self. You can live your passion, yeah.
Trevor hails from the harbour town of Walvis Bay, where his single mother raised him and two siblings. His mother, a businesswoman trading in the informal sector, taught him and his siblings from an early age that success comes with hard work and dedication. Trevor started school at Tamariskia Primary in Swakopmund, from where he went on to the SOS Herman Gemeine Technical High School at the coastal town, excelling in diesel mechanics as a subject. Financial constraints, however, prevented Trevor from enrolling for tertiary studies, and his girlfriend also fell pregnant at the time. However, it was his aunt who, at the end of his school career in 2008, enrolled him at the Namibian Marine and Fisheries Institute, NAMFI, at Walvis Bay.
I was enlisted in NAMFI in the year 1998 by my aunt, whereby I had to make a choice of becoming an engineer or becoming a navigational deck officer. By then, I never knew what a deck officer was, and I had to make a choice, a very, very significant choice in my life, which actually I'm glad I made, to become a navigating officer. And I'm very proud to be one, and here I'm standing today being a master of the vessel for the past 10 years. I've walked up my ranks very fast indeed, because I've worked on bigger vessels in the Namibian EPZ and internationally also.
To become a deck officer, you have to study nautical science. It consists of three main elements, namely navigation and ship handling, safe operation of a ship, and handling cargo.
This is basically the simulators that we use to study what we are going to do in reality at sea.
Yeah, this represents the bridge. That is the way you drive at the vessel. He was going to be a good skipper, because he always listens attentively and then he follows what you give him or what you tell him to do. Now, as such, even when we were doing it practically, I was with him. He could do exactly as I asked him to do. So for that, he was going to make a good skipper.
I should emphasize that my mentors, I have mentors. Mr. Mokena is one of my mentors that actually made a success out of my life to who I am, because he mentally, he spoke to me a lot, and it changes my perspective of life also. Mr. Mokena, and yes, a couple of colleagues of mine also.
You can be anything you wanna be. You can achieve it if you just believe. Take you to a place you can be your true self. You can live your passion, yeah.
Today, Hangana Seafood, a subsidiary of the Old Harbour and List group of company, employs Trevor.
I've been a navigating officer for more than 18 years now, and I've been through a lot of companies, a lot of ships, about 36 vessels that I've been on For now, I've ended up here in Angana Seafood for the past 10 years now. Mainly, the job of the skipper is you take charge of the vessel whenever you are given a mission to go out to sea. And our mission is actually to go and catch fish for the company, or production or product for the company. The product is at sea, focusing more on fishing and the product of what the company wants, the good quality, the amount of volume that the company wants.
As a fully Namibian-owned company and one of the leading employers in the Namibian hake fishing industry, Hangana operates its own fleet of wet fish stern trawlers. Catches are preserved on ice and then transported to the company's factories for further processing.
It's always before we depart, we always make sure that our manning is correct, that the safety of the vessel and everything on board is secured and everything. Also check our documents if they are all in order, and always planning for the trip. It's very important to plan for a trip, because planning for the trip also makes a success of the trip. Always on departing, there's always some hiccups of mechanical, we call it technical faults that needs to be repaired before we sail. And obviously before you leave, you have to signal to the harbor control that you are going to leave. This is wish planner calling out wish people, because they always take note that when this vessel has left and when it's returned in the harbor. Okay, once we shot away the net, basically I rely on my instruments. I rely on my instruments, normally my echo sounder and my net recorder. My net recorder tells me exactly how much fish goes in the net. My echo sounder actually shows me exactly where the fish is, and it doesn't tell me which species of the fish, but it indicates, it's an indicating system that I have, if there is fish or if there's livelihood under the vessel, passing under the vessel. But by knowing your fishing grounds, you will know exactly which fish mainly spawn on this place, or which fish is exactly on which place. Sometimes you might shoot a net and end up in catching a different species of fish, which is not your fault because you normally cannot see, but there is indications on the echo sounder that you know by years that this marks is indicating different species of fish. So we normally focus on a type of indication that we have on the echo sounders.
Working at sea is treacherous. As the master of the ship, Trevor places a high premium on safety and emergency preparedness.
The master is always the last person on board. And it's quite interesting because every 5 years you go and do this basic safety training just to refresh. Everywhere, anywhere, I've been in experiences where panic breaks through. If something explodes now in the engine room, everybody will rush somewhere. But who's going to extinguish or who's going to investigate what is going on? So it is important for the skipper to be fearless, I can say. It's not a place for mommy's boys. In case of an emergency, it's better to fight anything that's happening directly on the vessel, because the structure is your best source of survival. Going in the water will increase your life dependence because the water is cold, hypothermia can kick in, so try to save the structure.
Trevor has experienced the sea's peril firsthand. He lost a good friend when the Namibian registered fishing vessel, the Mo Bay, sank in 2005.
I'll never forget that on my birthday, the day after my birthday, 24th of July, 2005, when the Mo Bay had sank. The sea was so rough that the officer that was aboard, the friend of mine, they were caught inside the vessel and the vessel capsized. The vessel capsized. It was not even a fire or whatsoever. They didn't even have time to prepare themselves to get out of the ship. The vessel capsized.
The York Bay sank on Friday evening. The fishing vessel had 29 fishermen.
The sea was rough and it caught a mooring rope. It was left by, I don't know, an anchor, a mooring rope of an anchor. And so the propeller went in, the rope went into the propeller, and it was stuck. So they could not move or steer the vessel. That is why when the waves came, it was hit by 3 waves. Then the 3rd wave capsized it. The people that was on deck, the deckhands and the master, actually survived that tragedy. We have this saying that you don't even have to, you must not whistle at sea, because you will wake up the lady of the sea. And once she's awake, then you will find rough seas. The death of my friend at sea also played a very big role in who I am today. And I dedicate the mostly going out to sea always to him, saying, yeah, I come the panda. I always used to say that. Always hoot my hooter before I depart and tell him that I'm coming.
Live your passion.
Take you to a place you can be your true self. You can live your passion, yeah.
Despite the perilous working environment, Trevor remains a firm believer in the potential of working on sea and the opportunities on offer for young Namibians wishing to enter the fray.
I would recommend anybody or any youth to come and join the Maritime, because as I said, there's a lot of challenges out at sea. We have quite a rich resource out at sea. And the main aspect was also to Namibianize the whole concept of foreigners being out at sea. Now we are Namibianizing it, and look up to today. It took me a couple of years. Now I'm a master of a vessel. So it's possible for everybody to become a master. Lucrative, yes. The job pays. The job pays, and traveling also, seeing, going overseas. This is also a way of ticket for you to go overseas and see other different countries. You won't believe me if I can tell you that I spoke 6 languages, different languages. Spanish, Ukrainian, Russian. I spoke 6 different languages due to the fact that I used to work abroad. And it's different. Seeing the other livelihood of other people, especially when I was in Angola, that one should appreciate what you do and what you have. Brima Khavari Khavashu.
You can be anything you wanna be. You can achieve it if you just believe.
Take you to a place you can be your true self. You can live your passion, yeah.
When not at sea, Trevor takes care of his private business ventures. He's also planning to further his studies in marine engineering. However, he realizes that since he spends long periods away from home, he needs to always make time for his loved ones.
This is my family, sitting with my family, and they're actually my support system. But yes, we like to sit around the couch. This is in our spare time and watch football together. We are all one team, aren't we? Are we one team? Yes. Man, being at sea, very far away from them, is actually a very big challenge. That is why whenever I'm at land, I try as possible to make time with them and try to be with them.
Daddy is the best father in the world. I like him more than anyone. He buys for me things I want to, and if I ask him something, he tells me today or later, and he'll do it. He keeps his promise.
This here is my youngest son. He's actually the boss of the bosses. Huh? Bubudas?
Trevor Nikanor, deck officer, businessman and father. His passion for his work and his commitment to his team helps him in dealing with the stress and pressure of a treacherous work environment. He carries on his duties and responsibilities with fortitude and endurance. His story teaches us that it is the strong that survives, but the courageous that triumphs. He is a deck officer and is living his passion, and so can you.
You can be anything you wanna be.
to a place you can be your true self. You can live your passion, live your passion.
This insert is brought to you by the Namibia Training Authority. Visit our website www.nta.com.na to learn about other technical and vocational career options.